All right, y'all, welcome back to the Ruth Speaks podcast. Here is your daily rundown of what is happening in the pop culture world. So, your pop culture roundup. Okay, so the It Ends With Us premiere is out. Influencers are flocking, the positive reviews are coming in. However, there is the whole Justin Baldoni situation. If you didn't know, Justin Baldoni is the director. He's also plays the titular character of Ryle, which if you read the book, you know. So that's going to be like kind of a very difficult role to play because of like the source material around that. However, it seems there have been inklings that he's not getting along with his cast. Now, the first form of inkling was that no one in the cast follows Justin Baldoni. Then we started to see, interviews where they're kind of separate, but that's not too uncommon. Sometimes you just have the cast sequestered, even though he also played a main character. So you would think that he would be doing interviews with Blake, not so much. But we had the premiere and he wasn't walking the red carpet with the rest of the cast. It was him by himself. And then even Jenny Slate was asked, what is it like working with him? And she kind of like swerved the question. So it begs the question, is something going on? I think so. And now I made a TikTok about this, and somebody was like, it's PR. No, as a person who has her degree in public relations with a minor in communications, okay, let's think about this. When you're doing PR, especially for something like this, you want positive PR because of the source material that it covers, specifically DV. You want positive, okay? Why would you want to have negativity around this? This isn't going to want to make people go to the movie. It's like the Olivia Wilde situation in Don't Worry, Darling. That didn't drive up the press. Now, for something like a 50 Cent piece, or who was known for doing this, like getting the beef and driving it up, or other things, yes, that works, but not for the source material. It just doesn't fit. So we're gonna take that out the window, okay? It is not having to do with PR, but the fact that, like I said, Jenny Slate swerved the question says something. People are also speculating it has something to do with Blake Lively and her husband and the cross promotion they're doing. Listen, any promotion that's like being done, it is like approved by the studio, okay? The studio is for this. The executive producers are for this, although the executive producer is Blake Lively, but all of this is like approved. Like they have whole publicists, they have whole teams who are coming up with these moments, these interviews. You really think that Blake Lively was like, let me have my husband? I don't think that she's that vain. And if anything, if it was that, don't you think the cast would be avoiding her? No. They're avoiding Justin Baldoni. So yeah, the movie is coming out, and I'm a little disappointed because I feel like with the source material, the domestic violence that is happening in this, I feel like they have a true opportunity to really bring this to light in terms of like resources, talking with survivors, all of that. And they have none of that. None of that. It's just been Blake Lively. It's just been kind of like fun promos. I believe Justin's kind of been like bringing the care and stuff needed to interviews. But it's just weird. They're not really like talking about that aspect, and I don't know if they're trying to keep that as a surprise, but there should definitely be a trigger warning because what if I had gone through that and I have no idea what this movie is about? I guess you could Google, but for somebody like me who read the book, I had no idea. And then you're having to potentially relive that all over again. There needs to be like a trigger warning, and like for everybody to be like, you have to read this book, you have to read this book. It's a really sad book. Like, it's a sad book. This isn't something that you are continuing to read over and over and over again. And if you are, I'm like, okay, for me at least, I'm not continuing to read this book over and over again. So yeah, I think more is gonna come out, but I think the hot takes that are coming out of like, oh, it's like Lively and she doesn't care. I think like y'all need to chill because that has nothing to do with it. And like maybe do some critical thinking here, okay? Not everything is a PR move. PR is very expensive and very intentional. You're not just throwing things at the wall because that's a lot of money and eyes on your project. And if you mess up a PR moment, you're messed up, okay? You don't want to do that. Yeah. Speaking of PR moment or just moment that's happening, Nelly was arrested by having 4 pills of ecstasy and a expired license, I believe, or no registration, something like that. Ooh, okay. Molly. Everybody's like doing drugs these days, and it's like, why are you guys like, you guys are, why? Like, first of all, he's obviously not doing it with Ashanti because Ashanti is pregnant. So who is he doing these fun time drugs with? And you're not like just doing popping like Molly or like ecstasy. You're not just popping ecstasy, just to like pop it. It's like you're going to a rave or you're going somewhere to pop it. Like, I don't think I just see you just like doing this like on a casual Tuesday night. And if you are just doing ecstasy on a casual Tuesday night, like maybe you need to kind of reevaluate and maybe you have a problem. But also like Michael Jordan's son was caught literally doing lunch and cocaine. It was cocaine with a side of fries. Fries with a side of cocaine. And I was like, ew, that like totally gave me the ick. Like, aside from the fact that he used to date Larsa Pippen, like, I was like looking at him like after the whole Larsa Pippen thing, and I was like, he can get it. Like, I'm pretty sure I slid in his DMs and I was like, hey. Did he respond? Obviously not. But just knowing that he does cocaine, I'm not into it anymore. And the fact is, he just looks so gleeful, so joyful, just sniffing it off the table. I don't know, do people just not think that there's like paparazzi? Do people just not think like that's gonna come out and like who your dad is? You don't think about that? I don't know. That just part was like really, really weird to me. Ariana Grande has been doing promo. She did like the hot wings one, and I don't know, I'm kind of not loving her promo as much right now. Because it always feels like, sometimes it feels like Ariana's always performing. It feels like she's like that theater kid who is just like always playing a role. She's very much like this, and I just like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. But she was like, well, how do you think I'll do? It feels very much like, I like, how do you think I'm gonna do? Like, I don't know. It's like, Ariana, like, we're in our 30s, like, it's not cute anymore. Like, can we just not, this whole like needing to please thing is really, really weird to me. You know who's been very quiet actually too? Demi Lovato. I haven't really heard from Demi Lovato in quite some time. They usually have like a documentary coming out that hasn't been coming out. I know that they were doing like the emo phase, but that's like kind of just been dying out. It's been weird. Um, yeah, you know what? I still don't understand why Demi Lovato hasn't won a Grammy. Their voice is top top tier. Like, every time I hear something, they are just hitting notes that is, it's like heavenly. I don't like, you can't listen to a Demi Lovato song and not be taken to like a different dimension. I don't know. So that's happening. Still no Southern Charm. Where is Southern Charm? I need Southern Charm in my life. I just love it. And I've been watching, like I said before, I've been watching old episodes, and there's no Southern Charm. Yes, we have been seeing a lot happening with Kamala. Kamala's really been jumping on the TikTok train. There's like the Abby Lee voice, and Abby Lee actually came out. She was like, I made it onto like TikTok, Kamala's TikTok, even though I can't vote. So please remember that, because she's like a convicted felon, so she cannot vote, even though there is the voice that's coming out when Kamala is talking about they see Trump's plane. Also, like, is TikTok being banned? Because, like, what's happening with that? It's just been real quiet. And I do wonder, especially like Kamala, if they're going to use all of these TikTok trends and then ban TikTok, I'm like, that's kind of messed up. Because, like, you use this to reach, like, your target audience and then you ban it. So I'm really curious to see what happens with that. That's going to be super interesting. Love Island, Serena and Cordell, they're official. Serena and Leah were out at a Chris Brown concert. I have a lot of thoughts on Chris Brown. I really do. Somebody like was posting about that Karrueche should do like a master class on like how she like bossed up after Chris Brown, because she really did. Karrueche was the one who was able to get like this, I believe it was like a lifetime restraining order, some form of restraining order, which is really hard to get. And then after that, I mean, she had been a stylist before. Then she was like acting. She got into acting classes. She won like multiple daytime Emmys. She was on Claws. She's also been kind of quiet. I want to see Karrueche really like in the fashion world as well. So that's like super, interesting. I don't think she needs to do a master class. Also, now that I think about it, Lori Harvey has been quiet. It has been very quiet. I wonder, like, I do wonder, what is Lori Harvey going to do with her life? Is she just going to be a socialite forever? And I think that's nothing wrong. I think that we need to bring back socialites, okay? Paris, Nikki, all of them were socialites of their time. I think there's nothing wrong with that. I think we need to bring black socialites. Like, I am here for this. Literally, just live your life, spend your parents' money, and just be beautiful and be out in society. I think that that's great. Also, I saw that Paris and Nicole Richie are back. They are doing a Simple Life reunion. And I feel like, honestly, I don't think Simple Life is going to do well. I don't think a reunion would do well. What would have been cool if they did like a whole new different reality show, even like a reality like mini series together. But the whole Simple Life, I just feel like it doesn't fit in this day and age. People know who she is. There's too much social media, like what they're gonna work at a Sonic. Like it's overdone. We know it. But I would just love to see them going on adventures, some rich adventures, and talking about like what it's like being a mom. Like, I loved Paris Hilton's reality show. I need a season 3 of that. But can you imagine her with Nicole Richie and just doing like a dope show? That's what I want to see. Anyways, guys, this was a short episode. But yeah, this is my hot takes. Some days I have a lot of hot takes, and today I have a limited amount of time and I only have a small amount of hot takes. But yeah, definitely subscribe, guys. Let me know, what did you think of this episode? Will you be watching the Nicole and Paris real life? What else are you guys watching? I'm still super obsessed with Mob Wives. No spoilers. Even though it's like super old. But yeah, guys, definitely subscribe to this podcast. I just want to know, is anybody listening? Please leave me a comment so I know that you guys are listening. Be sure to follow me on my socials, because that's where I put kind of more real-time celebrity information. And yeah, have an amazing day.